Hello everyone, welcome back to a new video. So today I want to use this Druzy rectangular trinket dish mold, and it's a very deep mold. You can find this mold at MoldsandShapes web shop, and there are all the dimensions in there. This mold holds round about 600 grams of resin. So I already divided my resin. I'm using here the ultra cast resin. And I have here in my big jar 450 grams of resin. So I added 2 drops of the pigment drops black in there, and you can already see it's very high pigmented. So if you use a black color, just be careful that it's not getting too dark. So I only added 2 drops, and you see it's looking very dark, but you can also see it's quite transparent still, and this is what I wanted to have. I actually want to pour the cloudy flower technique in this mold, and I want to do it in one go, not in 2 separate steps. I don't want to paint the edges. I just want to go with the flow a little bit. So in one jar here I have for my white 100 grams of resin, and I'm using here 3 drops of the resin art white, but you can also use the Etta art pigment drops. And I have Enuki, and I'm going with 3 spritz. You see it. So this is my white. I'm not going to do more. This is what I'm doing for my white. I'm stirring this very, very well so that I don't have any streaks, and that those 2 pigments are getting quite good mixed with each other. And then as a next step, I'm using the Etta Art Interference Pearl, and I will be adding this to my white so I get a little bit of a sheen in my white. So here you go. Here's the Etta Art Interference Pearl, and you see I'm going with quite a bit of a scoop. And also this I'm stirring very well. And yeah, when you use powders, mica powders, just normal powders, natural powders, interference powders, just make sure you stir them really good. Otherwise you have those little particles in your resin piece, and sometimes it doesn't look so nice. So just make sure you stir a little bit more than too less. I hope you don't mind that I'm taking you with me how I'm preparing my colors. It's not a lot for this technique actually. It's the white, and in this case I made my clear resin, I made it transparent black. So I'm now using my black color. I just gave it a little bit of a stir again, took off the popsicle stick, and now I'm pouring my black into the mold. So I try to pour it that the surface is covered, so you see the edges will fill up and my surface is covered, and I still leave a little bit of the resin in my jar because I want to use it later. And then I thought I want my bottom not to be too dark of this mold, so I'm adding clear resin. You see it there, and now it looks a little bit whispery, mystic. Yeah. I didn't know what to expect of what I was doing, but I just wanted to pour the cloudy flower technique a little bit different than I would normally do. Now I'm taking the heat gun just to pop some bubbles which are on the surface. Just be careful when you do this, because you could easily burn your resin or your mold. So I have my colors. First color, I think it was the evergreen or the swimming pool. I think it was the swimming pool. It doesn't matter. It's one of those 2 colors. They are quite similar to each other. It's a greenish nicest tone, or is it the evergreen? I really need to check again, but probably you saw this. I'm sorry. It could be the evergreen. So, and I'm dropping, just, where the platform of this mold is. And then inside I go with the peacock. I guess I took the evergreen because I'm using here the peacock. Just dropping on top. And now you see also the green going a little bit into the center. And then I have the aronia. This is I have the elderberry from Etta Art, I think. I'm just getting so confused with all the colors. No, it's not the elderberry, it's the aronia. So I'm sorry. Sometimes you have so many products and then you get really confused. So I would say I use the evergreen, the peacock, and the aronia. And now I'm using the peacock again, and I'm just dropping at the outer edge on top of my black. I'm just hoping that I get some shades, some mystic blue from this, that the peacock is really making a nice combination with the black and later on with the white. So I let the resin work a little bit before I will be using quickly the torch because there are still bubbles and I want to get rid of them, but don't torch straight away. Wait a little bit because resin inks contain alcohol. And you can easily get your resin piece in flames if you don't watch it out. So please pay good attention of this. So I have here my white and I'm going 2 times around the edges with a rather thick stream. You see it here. So there's a lot of resin in my cup. It's 100 grams and I can use it all. So you can also see how the resin, how the white is sucking on the blue of the resin inks. And now I'm taking my jar with the black, with the transparent black, and I'm doing like I always do with the cloudy flower technique, just my drizzling on top of my white color. So, and now I'm going in the next row and I'm doing the same thing, just in a big stream and again, in a square, and then I'm using my black again and I'm drizzling again. For the cloudy flower technique, and this is my experience, the deeper the mold, the better. You get better results by using a deeper mold. With the flat mold, I've done it once and I didn't get these results. So always use a deep mold. Now you see I'm just pouring my white, my leftover white in the center, just in a spiral, little bit oval. And then I'm using my clear resin and I'm pouring this into the center. I think because you use the clear resin as well, or the transparent resin on top of the white, on the Inuki white, with a mixture of either, whatever white, pigment drops or the resin art white, it makes the puffy effects. And this is what I really adore about this technique. I've discovered this technique 3 years ago together with Sandra Rettich and Marion Richter. And if you're interested, there are quite a few pictures, videos, not pictures, 3 years ago on all of our YouTube channels. And we really enjoyed this technique because it's awesome. And it's also unpredictable because the patterns turn always out different. And it's also depending on the color and if the colors are matching. It's a nice technique. And I think this mold is perfect for this technique. Anyway, I will put you on a time lapse and you can see what the resin does. I'm spraying some alcohol on top because my resin had quite a few bubbles on the pouring side, so I thought I just spray, but you see the resin is even working more with spraying. And this is now after it stopped moving, when it started the curing process. And there are little patterns on that side. I'm very curious how this is going to turn out. My mold is not completely full. I guess I wasted also a little bit because I didn't scratch everything out. I just poured, and when I thought it was enough, it was enough. But this mold holds 600 grams of resin, and I mixed up 600 grams of resin. I'm very curious about the next day when I can demold. So anyway, this is the next day I can demold, and this is just a block of a mold, but it's a very awesome design and a very beautiful trinket dish. You can use it as a soap dish. You can use it for your jewelry. You just have it as a decoration piece on your table. I really adore this. So let's have a look. It really goes out easily out of this mold. And yeah, sorry that my mold is so dirty. It's always like this. But look at this. I'm really happy about these puffy effects. And you have the bigger cells, you have the smaller cells, then you have deeper inside little cells. It's very beautiful, and you can see all the colors. You have the blue, you have the greenish teal color, you have the purple color. And I love the edge because the edge looks like glass, like colored glass, and I really love it. I'm very happy with this pour, and now I'm going to show you closely the final result. I'm really wondering what you are thinking, because I really love this very, very much. I'm so happy about the outcome. So please check on this mold, and as you probably know, Molds and Shapes will go on 3 months pause after the end of the month, and then they are last time 3 months back, and from end of September they are stopping their business, they are retiring. So if you're interested in the molds, just have a look for Molds and Shapes. Anyway, enough promotion. I'm not the promotion girl, but I just wanted to remind you. And yeah, I'm so happy with this pour, and I thank you all for watching. Take care, guys. Bye bye.